it needed was congressional approval. And bicameral, ang dali naman. Isa lang na araw yan. May I know, kailan po binigay ng DOE sa Senado, kailan natanggap yung sulat, kailan binigay sa atensyon ng leadership at ng chair ng komite? May we know? I mean, this is what I mean. We act with urgency. It's not a matter of walang pondo. May pondo, it came from DOE's information, congressional approval. So it doesn't take too much if it's an urgent matter. We were able to pass the excise tax, and to be fair to the chair, kaagad nagtrabaho at napasa po namin. So kailan po ito?
Yeah, PNOC is here, Mr. Chair. Initially, itong first two cargos actually, merong releasable fund pa si PNOCEC. That's why we bought the first cargo. And then there's a second cargo coming in. So,
Ito po tinatanong yung ilang cargo. Simple question. If the DOE says that all it needs is congressional approval and the PNOC has the funds, and you said that the letters were sent because it is important that the people know that letters are not sitting in the Senate without action. We would know if there is a letter that is deemed urgent. Kasi wala ang inyong DOE secretary eh. Wala dito eh. E nandito siya last week. Sinabi ba niya sa chairman ng Energy? Sinabi ba niya sa leadership sa Senado? Wala. Ang kanyang linalabi yung biofuel. Sinabi ba yan? Because this is so urgent. It did not come from us. It came from the DOE. May I just know the date? Sir, I know you're a technical person and you seem very knowledgeable. I just need to know, it's an admin matter. Can we kindly put on record after this presentation, Mr. Chair, just bear with me, so that hindi ang itsura nakapending sa Senado, tapos sasabihin nyo, kasi po nag-break, excuse me, hindi po nag-break ang Senado na hindi inaaksyonan ang hinihiling ng executive. Dalawa ang inyong hiningi. Excise tax, napasa namin. At sabihin nyo on the record, kailan nyo mai-implement yan, at ang gulo ninyo. Sinabi nyo, excise tax, kailangan urgent. Nung napasa namin, sinabi, we will see. Yan, galing sa inyo yan ha, kung gagamitin. Tapos, the next day, o sige na nga. Ano ba? Ano ba? Kailangan ba? Hindi. It was deemed urgent, napasa, tapos pagkapasa namin, we will see. I'm quoting the executive, nanggaling sa inyo yan. Tapos ngayon, gagawin na. And cite the impact, mararamdaman pa. Yun ang sabi ng chair no, ni Senator Pia. Ano ang ramdam sa pagbaba o pagkaltas ng excise tax? Yung biofuel, maraming concern sa mga coconut and sugar farmers. Pero itong sinabi niyong low-hanging fruit, congressional approval. Tapos nagsabi po kayo, sir, with all due respect, kasi po nag-break. Hindi po magandang pakinggan yan. Hindi po mag-break ang Senado kung sinabi niyong kailangan ng congressional approval ang paggamit ng PNOC ng kanilang pondo. Pakilagay po sa record after your presentation and we give a chance to the others, Mr. Chair. Because it's important na hindi tinuturo sa atin na nag-break tayo kaya ang PNOC hindi makagamit ng kanyang pera. That's unfair. Eh, ang secretary nga ninyo wala dito eh. Kung anong pamumulitik ang ginagawa na naman ng secretary nyo.
Break tayo session pero tuloy-tuloy pa ho yung aming hearing.
Yes, of course.
At kung kailangan po mag-convene, ready naman po magkaroon ng special session at any time. No?
It's important.
So,
When did you give the letter? Ha? Kasi, alam nyo, hindi pwedeng tinuturo-turo nyo kami. Hindi nyo pwedeng sinasabi, makinig kayo. Huwag kayong nagpapalusot dito ha. Sinasabi nyo, yung letter na sa inyo eh. Tapos nag-break kayo. Double jeopardy. Hindi pwede yon. Sorry, hindi po kami papayag nun. Kung alam po namin hindi kami mag-break, tama po ang chair. Tinan mo nga, mag-break. Gusto nyo Holy Week, magtrabaho tayo dito eh. Darating natin ng secretary. Burn the midnight candle. Walang labasan sa kwarto hanggang hindi nakita ang pagtulong sa lahat ng tao. Pero wag niyong sasabihin na nag-break kami kaya hindi napasa yung hiniling ng DOE na congressional approval. Hindi po, sir. Hindi niyo kasalanan yon kasi wala ang inyong sekretarya. I can't think of anything more important than this hearing convened by the chair. And if the other cabinet members are here, why could the most important department not be present? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And may I reiterate, Secretary Yusek Fentabella, na kung pwede namang ipagpaliban muna ni Secretary Garin yung kanyang mga meetings. Tingin ko hanggang mamaya pa tayo dito. After her Malacanang meeting, mas magandang pumunta ho siya dito. No? Pakisabi na lang ho sa kanya. Pinadala niya sa akin yung mga schedule niya. Tingin ko naman mas mahalagang makausap niya ngayon ang taong bayan para marinig sa kanya mismo kung ano yung kanyang mga plano kung sakaling mawala talaga tayo ng langis. No? So, okay. Go ahead. Can you...
Okay. Apologies, Your Honors. Just to clarify, when it was mentioned that a letter was sent, it was for a future action. But we commend definitely the action of the Congress. That is a further action. Pero na-trigger na naman po yung dati nating ginawa. And secondly, on this one, may nakita lang po kami another improvement. That's why we immediately sent the letter. But that was just yesterday po. So it's definitely unfair for the Senate to be on the record na naka-break. Pero apologies. But we certainly just want to place it on record that we are doing all these and immediately forwarding our observations to the Senate or to the House. Yung mga nasabi po ni Yusek Sales, yung mga iba po doon ay for future action. The trigger, even though we needed to shift, na-trigger na rin po naman siya. So, ang sinasabi lang po natin, paano po ba tayo may improve moving forward? And also for the PNOC, there are funds available. But how do we improve further? Yun po, that's why we sent that letter yesterday, just to set the record straight po. And definitely, the Secretary will be informed po of the Chair's message. Thank you very much po.
Thank you so much to our dear friend Yusek Wimpy for clarifying that. It is important we put things on the proper perspective and accurate. Kasi pag soundbite lang, kailangan congressional approval. Pangalawa, kasi nag-break. Hindi pwede yon. Imposible naman namin hindi inaksyonan. Kahapon lang pala. Pero we can take things into consideration if it's deemed urgent or can it wait until May. As a chair has said, naghihiring naman tayo. Kaya lang, ito po, Mr. Chair, may tanong kami ni Sen Kiko, hindi namin makita. Binasa po ng DOE yung mga urgent contingency plan. Ang pagkaintindi po namin, work from home at carpooling. So, ano ba ho ang top 3 na pinakamahalaga na ginawa ng DOE para maibsan ang pagtaas ng presyo ng petroleum products at matulungan lahat ng sektor? Kasi ang narinig namin yung carpooling at saka yung work from home Hindi naman po yun emergency situation lang. Marami pang ibang dapat na mararamdaman po ng tao. Hindi namin makita yung iba. Thank you.
So, the first ones that we definitely did was to coordinate closely with the DILG. The coordination po with the DILG and with Yusek Iringan, it brought about an online meeting last Wednesday with all the mayors Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and some of the governors were present as well. These were to align yung mga roles and mga basis ng batas para ipatupad po natin yon. The other one is how to make sure that we have supply. So aside from the private oil companies going about with their partners and suppliers on the contracts of where and when they will get their products, there is that added venue or channel wherein the PNOC or the government is also looking into additional suppliers just to make sure that we have the supplies needed. Kaya nga po yung inventory natin, it's not breached. We have sufficient supplies. And hindi pa rin tayo, we will not let our guards down. That's why we mentioned that aside from the existing money, we may need additional arsenal and additional options. But nonetheless, again, we apologize for that. We will be more circumspect in our statements. But it's definitely thanking the committee for holding this meeting, because in our way forward, and that is the third one, no, kasi it's really supply on the ground and supply for the country. On our way forward, it is really imperative for us to pursue the transition. What makes the situation different from 1973 is now we have electric cooking more available. Now we have more renewable energy and indigenous sources that we just need to fast track. And sometimes we need more bold reforms so that we can have a faster way forward in having a more secure, not only for energy, but over our national security. So we commend the DMW and the DFA for their presentations, na yung mga OFWs natin, pinapasalamatan natin, pinapangalagaan natin. Pero isipin po natin that our energy behavior should support what the OFWs are doing. They are sending us dollars, and yet we are sending out dollars because of our energy behavior. So we need to focus on the solutions previously given to us, but there was a lot of things that happened that even included the downgrading of the Ministry of Energy to an office, and then it was reborn to a department. But still, the march towards energy independence that is aligned with climate change, nandun po siya lahat. We just need to move faster. And this is an opportunity. Every challenge gives an opportunity. So yun po yung siguro pangatlo na masasabi ng DOE na kailangan talaga whole of nation siya. To make this country stronger, we need more of the indigenous. We need teamwork on the demand side, energy efficiency and conservation, the carpooling, the work from home, and other strategies that does not reduce our productivity. So yun po yung pagiging wais sa paggamit natin ng enerhiya. Thank you very much po.
Mr. Chair.
I think Senator Bam first, and then Senator Risa.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. So, naintindihan ko tong presentation nyo, no? But I just want to zero in on a few issues na nasa isip ng ating mga kababayan. Okay, so let's answer very quickly, Yusek Wimpy. No? So, unang-una, may chance ba na dahil sa tumataas na presyo ng gasolina at diesel na magkaka-brownout tayo? Ang alam ko, hindi, di ba? Kasi magkaiba siya. Can you answer it on the record, please? Yan ang iniisip ng mga tao ngayon.
Hindi po dahil sa oil crisis kung magkakaroon ng brownout sa inyo.
Okay.
Baka po tatamaan yung wire, pero hindi po dahil sa oil crisis.
Okay, so we are assuring the public na itong krisis sa presyo ng diesel at gasolina hindi magdudulot ng malawakang brownout. Correct?
As of now, no po.
Okay,
But we
thank
will
you.
tell you and we will inform, we will be transparent kung magkakaroon po ng ganong issue.
Okay, so malaking bagay yan kasi dinidikit nila yung brownout sa presyo ng oil at gasolina. So nililinaw ninyo. Okay, pangalawa, sa pagbaba ng presyo ng diesel at gasolina, ano ba talaga yung pwedeng gawin ng gobyerno? So sa pagkakaalam ko, free market tayo. We're deregulated. So the only thing that we can really do is to probably affect the taxes, no? Kasi yun ang kinokolekta ng gobyerno. We already provided the emergency power sa excise tax, no? As you know, and Secretary Balisacan knows this, I've been against that from my first term, yung paglagay ng excise tax sa diesel at gasolina. Ngayon, gagawin na yan. So makakapagpababa yan, no, ng presyo ng diesel at gasolina. Tama?
It can, but it also depends on how we want to affect the behavior of the consumers. Because if we want to move away from fossil fuels, we increase taxes. If we want and more subsidies for indigenous sources.
Oh, but you're talking kasi long-term, Yusek
Yes, sir.
Wimpy, no? We're talking short-term, no? Yung short-term relief natin, isa na itong pagbaba ng excise tax. Napag-usapan rin namin yung VAT. VAT is 12% of the price of fuel at the gas station. Correct, di ba? is that a possibility na isuspend rin natin yung VAT? Kasi kung 12% yan ng 120 pesos, di ang laki niyan kaagad, di ba? That's what, 14 pesos, 15 pesos right away. Napag-uusapan ba yung suspension ng VAT sa inyo, Yusek Wimpy?
It's more of having a different rating.
Okay.
It's not suspending because there's a supply chain that we have to note when we talk about value-added tax.
Okay.
So
So,
it's
napag-
probably zero rating or a lower rating
okay.
for consideration of our economic management.
But definitely, napag-uusapan yung pag-reforma dito sa VAT pagdating sa petrolyo in emergency situations. Napag-uusapan siya.
All taxes, because we have to make sure that we itemize everything under the unbundling principles po. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so let me tell you, for the record, handa ang Senado na ipasa ang reformang yan kung kinakailangan, no? So we will, I think, Senator Lauren has said it as much, we will go back and have special session if needed, if we need to do reforms on the VAT. Yung excise tax, nagawa po namin yan in record time, wala pang isang linggo. In fact, baka 2 session days lang nagawa yan. Yung VAT na pag-uusapan rin namin, and we would like to also know from the economic managers if this is something that we can do. Kasi apart from the excise tax and the VAT, meron pa bang ibang paraan na mabababa natin yung presyo ng diesel at gasolina sa gasolinahan? Meron pa ba na magagawa ang gobyerno, Yusek Wimpy?
Well, we have targeted beneficiaries na kailangang matugunan po. But I think we have one more slide for our recommendations.
Okay, let me just finish, no, kasi I want to get to the point, no. So sa short term, nandyan talaga yung pagbaba ng mga buwis para mababa natin yung presyo ng diesel at gasolina. In the long term or medium term, your goal is really to ensure supply, to help the private sector to make sure na may supply. At then ginagawa nyo naman yan, Yusek Wimpy, correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So itong mga reforma for having a longer reserve, definitely gagawin natin yan from 15 days to 30 days. Yung mga reforma na kung saan you have to, maybe the DFA is here to work with the other countries to trigger yung APSA. It's there in your recommendations also. So gagawin natin yan para masigurado namin supply. So for DOE, yun talaga eh. One, ano yung pwede gawin para mababa yung presyo ng diesel at gasolina? At handa ang Senado na gawin yung kinakailangan namin gawin para makatulong kami dyan. Pangalawa is to ensure that there's supply. Kasi pag mawalan tayo ng supply, napakalaking dagok niyan sa ating ekonomiya, no? Pangatlo, with DSWD and DOTR, it's to support our transport workers to ensure na tuloy-tuloy ang public transportation natin. Tama ba, Yusek Wimpy? Ito yung mga pinakamahalaga na kailangan natin tugunan, no? This is really the main that we can that DOE can do right now.
Yes, sir.
May kulang ba ako? Meron pa ba akong hindi nabanggit na pangunahing activity or pangunahing reforma na ginagawa?
Also, the demand side management.
Okay.
We have to be very wise in the use of our energy.
Okay, and that's consumer behavior, no?
Yes.
So trabaho nating lahat 'yan na may baba ang consumption natin habang mataas yung presyo at habang sinisigurado natin na mas mahaba yung supply. Correct, no?
Yes, sir. So we can categorize it into supply, both ensuring supply and price that is affordable. Second one is also the demand side management. And the third one is the long-term reforms pa.
Okay, very clear. So ang hihintayin na lang siguro namin, and you can talk to the economic managers about this, is yung VAT. No, baka magandang pag-usapan. Kasi kung titigil na tong problema sa Middle East, no, itong conflict, hindi naman yan bababa kaagad eh. Yung presyo ng diesel at gasolina, ilang buwan pa yan bago yan bumaba. So, whether it finishes tomorrow, in 2 weeks, or 3 months, nakikita natin na 3 buwan hanggang 6 na buwan pang mataas ang presyo ng ating diesel at gasolina. Correct, di ba?
Only God knows, but it went down today and then it may go up again. So it's undetermined.
If the conflict ends, kung matapos yung conflict in the next week, bago makita ng taong bayan na bumaba yung presyo, ilang buwan pa rin yan, di ba? Hindi naman yan instant eh.
That's correct, Your Honor. But we're also looking at the market behavior in the sense that the suppliers are also adjusting. Meaning, if they are producing 100 per day, some are producing 110 per day because there's a gap. So, yun po yung pwedeng nakikita rin nating adjustment.
Okay, but my point lang is that yung pagbaba ng presyo will not happen instantaneously as the end of the conflict. Ilang buwan pa rin yan. So maganda pa rin siguro, Yusek Wimpy, pag-usapan natin ano pa ba yung mga pwedeng gawin para makatulong tayo sa taong bayan. And again, I'm putting that on the table because we had discussed this in the caucus. Pag-usapan natin, maybe with DepDev and DOF, if there is a need to lower this para mas makatulong pa tayo sa taong bayan. And alam kong, is the Department of Finance here?
Yusek Adriano.
Yes. I'm sure ayaw ito ni Yusek Adriano or may concern siya dito. Pero magandang mapag-usapan, makompute na natin kasi yung taong bayan naghahanap ng agarang tulong. And the excise tax is one, but that actually will be a bigger subtraction in the pump price, no? Kung masuspend natin ito. So please discuss it, Yusek Wimpy. Maraming salamat.
Yeah, thank you very much, Your Honor. Mr. Chair, we'd also like to place on record that when we submitted these studies to our economic managers, they were very open. In fact, the DepDev, as I recall, mentioned that we should also look into the competitiveness of the country comparing electricity and fossil fuel prices. So yun po yung pinag-aaralan ng ating economic managers. They're very open po. We just have one last slide.
Go ahead. Before
you.
that, I think Senator Risa has an intervention. Then after that, let's allow the agencies to finish so that meron tayong complete picture and then we'll open the floor to questions. Senator Risa.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. At mabuti binanggit ni Yusek Wimpy yung renewable energies dahil tungkol doon yung isang tanong ko mamaya sa DOE. Pero sa ngayon, isang immediate observation muna dun sa presentation ng DOE. So sinabi ng DOE, maaring tumaas hanggang 105 to 134 pesos kada litro ang diesel. Ibig sabihin, tataas siya ng mga 13 to 48 pesos per liter. That alone, Mr. Chair, brings home to us so strongly gaano kalala yung sitwasyon. How much in a crisis we really are. Kasi kahit po yung ipinasa nating excise tax reduction or suspension, pagbibigay ng kapangyarihan sa presidente para gawin yon. I remember nung ini-interpellate ko si Chair Pia on the floor, sinabi niya sa estimate noon ng Department of Finance naman, pwedeng bumaba ang diesel hanggang 82 pesos per liter. Or ibig sabihin, pwede siyang bumaba by 6.72 pesos per liter. So yung inaasahan ng DOE na tataas ang diesel by 13 to 48 pesos, talagang lampas na dun sa inaasahan nating pagbaba gawa ng excise tax suspension or reduction, pagbaba ng presyo ng diesel by 6 pesos. So magdodoble or more than yung presyo ng diesel, hindi mahahabol kahit ng ipinasa nating batas sa excise tax. Tataas yung diesel hanggang 105 to 135 pesos. Again, way past yung 82 pesos per liter na inaasahang ibababa ng presyo ng diesel gawa ng excise tax law natin. So we needed to pass that excise tax law para sa immediate short-term na cushion in the first few weeks of the war in the Middle East. Pero all the more, we can support yung mga hinihinging contingency plan, legislative actions ng DOE because we need to do more. At ihahanay ko na, Mr. Chair, dun sa more, yung binanggit ko na sa mga public statements early on in the war at kinonsulta ko rin kay Finance Committee Chair Sherwin yung pagsuspinde rin o pagbawas dun sa value-added tax na binanggit din ngayon ni Senator Bam at muli yung